Hi there, welcome to my channel where I take you on tours of unique homes. In today's episode, we're traveling to Costa Rica to take a tour of a tiny home that's located inside of another home. This family traveled North America in a vintage Airstream, but after 5 years, they decided it was time to put down roots. They chose a community in Costa Rica, but they couldn't bear to part with their Airstream, so they did the unthinkable. They built their home around it.
To get it moved into this spot was so challenging, so we had to pull it in before we had glass up, and then we had to drag it with 8 people pushing and pulling to get it into position.
They'll take us on a tour of this unique home within a home, explain how they're using the Airstream now, and tell us what it's like to live on top of a mountain in a jungle. If you like videos like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know every single time we publish a new tour. Hey, I'm Kristen.
I'm Siya.
I'm Kai, and this is Atlas.
And this is our 1976 vintage Airstream in Costa Rica, Casa Luna.
We parked a 31-foot Airstream into this house and built the house around it, essentially. We lived in this Airstream for like 5 years, shipped it here, and then incorporated it into our house as the bedroom.
I came across a picture of an Airstream. This was my first experience seeing an Airstream, really. It just felt like, I want one of these. I want to live in one of these. We've had it in our lives for about six years now. It's just such a big part of us and our life that we knew we had to bring it to Costa Rica with us and incorporate it into our home. The Airstream itself cost us 13,000 Canadian, and then all of the renovations and materials and labor, it equaled about 60,000 Canadian.
So we traveled in it for like 4 or 5 years around Canada, around the United States, and then from Florida we shipped it here to Costa Rica and built a home around it. I love that it's kind of a space that keeps transforming with our lives, right? Like it morphs to suit us. And now it's parked here on a mountain in Costa Rica. Like, it's just incredible the journey that this Airstream has had. We live here in Alegria Village, which is in the Machuca Valley in Costa Rica. Alegria Village is 146 lots of people from around the world that are coming together to build their dream homes and to live in community. Our lot here is half an acre. We paid $130,000 US for that. And this home cost us about 70 grand. So to put into perspective, maybe 250 if you include the price of the Airstream. We own half an acre of land with a farm nearby in a community in Costa Rica. That's how much like a small house would cost in a lot of the world. Overall, I'd say our monthly expenses are lower and our lifestyle is better. I'm just so grateful that we picked a path, went for it, and I'm proud of us for doing it. You guys want to come in and take a look? Let's go. Now we are inside, I guess, the main hallway of our structure of Casa Luna. The Airstream is named Luna, so it was only fitting that the house was called Casa Luna. One of the main features of our house is actually the ceiling. After we installed all this, we realized just how spectacular it looked. So it's all made of caña brava, which is not bamboo, but more like sugar cane, if you've ever seen a sugar cane stalk. So bamboo's more hollow, whereas caña brava is more strands and more full. And we also have lights. I installed colored lights on the beams, so at night, this place lights up and looks like a nightclub. This is our bathroom, and we love this door. We found this door secondhand. Someone was selling it for really cheap. So let's go take a look at the bathroom. This bathroom is a huge upgrade from the bathroom we had in our Airstream, which was smaller than that shower. For the shower, we went with a Nebbia shower head system, and it's actually the same system we had in the Airstream. So we just removed it from the Airstream and put it here. So we're repurposing a lot of things. This shower head is really low flow. It's only gonna use about 20% of the amount of water because we wanna be conscious about our garbage, our electricity, our water usage, everything here. We had a compost toilet for years in the Airstream, but for this, we decided to go with flush. We have a septic system here. The whole countertop and sink is made of concrete. And living in the tropics here, we learned a lot about humidity and rain, and we didn't want to have a lot of wood that was gonna rot. So we went with concrete. This is gonna last hundreds of years and it's not gonna change. It's beautiful and it's really worked well for us. Now we're continuing on into the kitchen, dining room, living space. We had a kitchen in the Airstream before. It was pretty small, but it suited us. Now we wanted to expand it. So we removed the sink from our kitchen in the Airstream and we put it out here. And we removed the faucet and we put it out here, and our induction stove, and we put it out here so that we're repurposing a lot of things that were in the kitchen inside the Airstream. Again, everything is concrete because we don't want to deal with mold. We don't want to deal with termites. That's just a better way to build here in the tropics. This is our induction stovetop. We don't even have an oven. We have a little toaster oven. That's all we need. A lot of our structure is running off solar. We're also conscious of our electricity usage. For the solar system, we're running 800 watts, and that powers 2 lithium batteries, and we're running 500 amp hours here. And it's pretty amazing to be, self-sufficient. We only moved in here 3 months ago, so we don't even have cabinets yet, but it doesn't matter because we're just happy to be here. We can have it all open right now, and we'll build cabinets as we go. This copper sink is from the Airstream. Because we were building a tiny space, that's why we could afford to splurge a little bit on certain key items that really make the space pop. This is our enormous island. This is where we spend a lot of our time. We eat our meals here, and it's just really nice to have a big space where we can sit and play games with our friends. And we made pizza here last night. It's just amazing. It's really nice to have this with that incredible view. Now let's move over to our living space. We wanted some cozy area so that we could lounge, we could watch shows, we could hang out with friends and family. We had this bed. This is actually a mattress that we repurposed into a couch. And then we used these wooden beams to create kind of a frame for it. A lot of this is like DIY projects and just trying to figure things out and using the tools we have and the resources to kind of build a space that's comfortable and looks good. We're world travelers, me and my wife, so a lot of the things we get are from our travels. This is from Peru and Guatemala, and we try and bring flavors of the world into this space to really make it unique. I'm gonna shift over here and show you guys this little space where our daughter has a little art desk set up. This is like her space to get messy and to learn and explore. She also has a view of the jungle, like right outside, which is pretty amazing for a 5-year-old to have a space like this, to be creative, and also you might see a toucan and a monkey out your window. Next, we're gonna show the office/guest room, but it's Kristen's office, so I'm gonna let her do that part of the tour.
Come on in to probably my favorite space here so far. This was actually supposed to be our car park because of how we originally positioned this whole structure. But when we rotated it a little bit, this car park became the spot with the best view, so we turned it into a room. And this is where I work Monday to Friday, sometimes on weekends. And when we do have guests here, this here is a futon. So when we have guests, we turn it into a queen size bed. We don't have a fan or AC in this room, but you don't need it because the breeze up here is amazing. We have the screen, but it's a 3-panel window that allows you to open it all the way this way or the opposite way. And then we have another set of 3 windows on that side, so you get a nice cross breeze. We have these blinds around, and we like to put them down sometimes and have a movie night in here with our projector. So it's a room of many purposes. We have our washer and dryer tucked away. We also have tons of storage space up there. And then on the other side, more storage space as well as our solar. All right, let's go check out the Airstream.
We parked it on gravel, and then underneath that gravel is a vapor barrier, because in rainy season, the water can come up through the ground, and you really don't want it to be wet in here. So then we put gravel on top, and we put these blocks here to create kind of like a walking path. The idea is in the future, we could even put trees and plants here, and there could be plants growing inside of our house. To get it moved into this spot was so challenging because it needed to be towed frontwards because we wanted the door on this side. So we had to pull it in with a truck. The truck drove through the house before we had glass up. We had to wait to install the glass in the walls, and then we had to drag it with a hand dolly and like 8 people pushing and pulling to get it into position.
Come on in. This is a work in progress. So as it is, isn't going to be what it's gonna become. So this front area used to be a dining area, but now it's gonna be turned into our daughter's room. We're gonna be customizing this a little bit more to look a little nicer, to be her bed as well as storage underneath. And then this area over here, we're gonna have her art desk as well as some other space and storage for her toys.
My name is Kai, and this is my room, and this is my bed. My bed is in the Airstream, and I love my family. This is like I lay down, and when I wake up, I look through the window. In the jungle, there's like lots of birds, and toucans are a type of like bird with a long beak. My favorite part in living in an Airstream is it's very cozy. I have lots of room to play. Don't be afraid if you go in an Airstream because it's very, very cool. And you can put your toys inside. And it's not that small, so don't worry. My friends come over and they're very excited. And then maybe they kind of want one, so yeah.
This area here used to be our kitchen, and now it is Sia's office, so this is where he works. This is the only space that has an air conditioning unit, which is nice on really hot days because it gets super hot in Costa Rica. We just turn this on and within like a minute, it's so cool in here. So it's nice to have that option, but we actually don't use it often because we have such a nice breeze in this space. And then back here, this is mine and Sia's bedroom. Again, a work in progress, but this whole area here where I'm standing used to be our washroom. Now there are no water lines. There's no water in the Airstream anymore. And it's really given us more space for our bedroom because before we literally just had a bed. That's all we had. Now we have like, you can literally twirl in here. We're gonna be replacing all these countertops with teak wood and gonna be repainting all of this. There's more to come, but it's starting to come together and become customized to where our lives are now. I think it's hard sometimes for people to turn their dreams into their reality. I've always had the mentality, I think we both have, is that you can make anything happen that you want. You don't have to come from a family that has money or a family that's been traveling or this is how you grew up in a camper. Like, you don't have to have that history. If living a little bit differently or alternatively is something that you really want, just go for it. We're not like anything special. We're just normal people that had a dream and made it happen because we wanted it to happen.
I think it's also important for parents to realize that you don't have to stop living your dreams once you have kids.
You go with it and you can still do the things that you love.
Yeah.
And it's actually added so much more to our travel experience.
We think a lot about her story. Like, yeah, my parents kind of raised me in an Airstream traveling around North America. Then they moved it to Central America and we lived on a mountain in Costa Rica. Like, she's only 5 and that's her story so far. Like, that's so nuts. I'm amazed at like her life and what the type of person she's gonna become.
Thanks for watching this week's video. If you'd like to see more tours of vintage Airstreams that have been completely remodeled, make sure that you check out the playlist we have linked in the description, and I will see you soon with another unique home tour.